Hey guys, welcome to Science Learning Gateway. I hope people are doing great. So today I came up with a new tutorial for you all and in this tutorial we are going to discuss some of the very important questions from the chapter Control and Coordination for class 10 students. And this is a requested video. Few of you have requested me to upload the important question answers. So here I am with the most important question from this lessons, control and coordination. These questions are asked in the previous year board exams also, and chances are there that this year in the year 2023 also these questions can come, and also these question answers are important from your exam point of view. The exams which you are going to write in the school for your first exam, midterm exams, in that also these questions are important. So let's have a look on all the important questions from the chapter control and coordination. If you'll understand what you have to write in the question, then you can easily make in your own words, you can frame this answer and you can write in the exam. So let's discuss with the first question. What happens at the synapse between two neurons? So do you know what is neuron? Yes, I think you all know that neurons are the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. So synapse means the gap between two neurons. You know that in our nervous system, so many neurons are there. So a gap is present between two neurons and that gap is called synapse. Suppose this is one neuron and this is one neuron. So this gap between two neurons is called synapse. So what happens between the what happens at synapse, that we have to read. So you know that the messages are transferred from dendrites to the cell body and then through the axon. So at the end of axon, what happens that the electrical signals will release some chemicals and in the form of neurotransmitters. The names of the chemicals are called neurotransmitter. These chemicals or the neurotransmitters will cross the gap, that synapse they will cross, and a similar electrical impulse will start in the dendrite of the next neuron, right? So what happens at the gap between two neurons? When the electrical signals will reach the axon end, they will release some chemicals in the form of neurotransmitters. The neurotransmitters will cross the gap, that will cross the synapse, and they will start a similar electrical impulse in the dendrite of the next neuron. So this is the answer. Now let's come to the second question. This is a one word question. It can come for 1 mark in the exam. Which part of the brain maintains balance and posture of the body? So we know that this work is done by the hind brain. And which part of hind brain? Cerebellum. We know that there are three parts in the hind brain: pons, medulla and cerebellum. So cerebellum maintains balance and postures of the body during riding a bicycle or during walking. Cerebellum maintains our balance and posture of the body. Now let's come to the third question, and third question is also very important from your exam point of view. Why it is advised to use iodized salt in the diet? So this we have read in the hormone section, that one gland is present in our neck area and that name of that gland is called thyroid gland, right? Our endocrine system, thyroid gland. So this thyroid gland secretes a hormone called thyroxine. And this thyroxine is very important for the metabolism of carbohydrates, fats in our body, and also it protects us from a disease called goiter. So if we will not take iodized salt, what will happen? This thyroxine hormone will not be secreted by the thyroid gland and we can suffer from a disease called goiter. That's why you have seen in the TV advertisement that we should use iodized salt or we should eat iodized salt in our food, right? So what will be the answer? It is advised to use iodized salt in the diet because iodine is essential for the synthesis of thyroxine hormone by thyroid gland. If iodine will be deficient in our diet, we can suffer from a disease called goiter. And what is goiter? Our neck, and the swelling of the neck means the person who is suffering from goiter will have a swelling neck. That is called a goiter, right? So that is the answer. Now come to question number. Now come to question number 4. Why are some patients of diabetes treated by giving injections of insulin? You've heard about the disease diabetes. I think you all know about diabetes because it's a very common disease nowadays, right? So what happens? That insulin is one of the hormone which is secreted by the pancreas in our body. Pancreas secrete insulin hormone in our body. And what is the function of this insulin? It regulates the blood sugar level in the body, right? In our blood also blood sugar is present. Sugar is present. So that blood sugar level will be regulated by a hormone called insulin. But what will happen if our pancreas will not secrete or not produce insulin? Then what will happen? Definitely the blood sugar level will increase that time, right? So that's why in some of the patient, what happens, the pancreas are not able to secrete insulin properly, or they secrete insulin in a very less amount, very less quantity. Then what happened, that those patients will suffer from a disease called diabetes, because their blood sugar level will increase and the patient will have to take a injection of insulin. So let's read the answer once. Some patients of diabetes are treated by giving injections of insulin to fulfill the requirement of insulin in their body, because their pancreas are not secreting insulin. So what they have to do, they have to take the injections for insulin. Insulin is a hormone produced by the pancreas and helps in regulating the blood sugar level in the body. So what is the function of insulin in our body? It regulates the blood sugar level in the body. If sugar level will increase in the body due to lack of insulin, what will happen? It can lead to many harmful effects in our body. The person will suffer from many of the health issues. That's why the patients are given injections of insulin to regulate the blood sugar level in the body. So that is the answer. Okay, now let's come to question number 5, which is a very important question. Draw the structure of neuron and explain its function. So what is the answer for this? You can see the diagram. This is from your NCERT textbook, the diagram of neuron. See, so you can see that in the diagram of neuron, there is mostly 3 parts. The first one is called the head part, also known as the cell body. This is the center part, known as the axon. This is the longest part of in a neuron. And the last one is called the nerve ending. So in the cell body, we have the hair-like extensions called the dendrites, which receives the information from the receptors. They will take the information from the receptors. In the center, nucleus is present, and a liquid material which is present inside the cell body, it is called cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. So this whole part is called the cell body, or you can say axon. Next, a long tail-like structure is present that we call as this is called cell body or cyton. Okay, this whole structure, it is called cell body or cyton. Next, we have a long tail-like structure, and that is called axon. Right. So first of all, the dendrites will receive the information from the receptors. Then that information will travel into the cell body. Then again, that electrical signals which the dendrites will send to the cell body will go to the axon. At the end of the axon, what happened? Electrical signals will change into chemical signals, and the gap, the synapse, the gap between two neurons is called synapse. So those chemical signals will cross the gap between two neurons, and again in the next dendrite, again the electrical signals will be received by the neuron. So that is the structure of a neuron. At the end, you can see the root-like structures are present that are known as nerve endings. So mostly neuron has a cell body, dendrites, cell body, axon, and nerve ending. So let's talk about the functions of neuron. What is the importance or functions of neuron in our body? So first of all, the dendrites, the first part of a neuron, will receive the information from the receptors. And what are receptors? Receptors are the tips of a nerve cells which are present in our sense organ that detect the information from the surrounding. Receptors, they are present in our sense organ like eyes, nose, tongue, skin, which will take the information from the surrounding. So dendrites will take the information from the receptors as electrical impulse, in which what type of messages they will take from the receptors as electrical signals. That electrical impulse will travel from dendrite to the cell body and then through the axon, and they will reach to the end of the axon. At the end of the axon, what happens? Electrical signals changes into chemical signals, and they will release one chemical called neurotransmitters, and that chemical signal will cross the gap between the two neurons, and a similar electrical impulse will generate in the dendrite of the next neuron. So that is the function of neuron. Right? I hope you all have understood this one. First of all, the dendrites will receive the information from the receptor. Then in the form of electrical impulse. Then that electrical impulse will travel from dendrite to the cell body and then to the axon. At the end of the axon, electrical signals will change into chemical signals, and the chemical signal will cross the gap between two neurons, and a similar electrical impulse will start in the dendrite of the next neuron. I hope this answer is clear to you all. Now come to the next question. How does chemical coordination occur in plants? So we know that in plants, the plants do not have any nervous system, nor they have any tissues or muscle. Then how chemical coordination will take place in plants? Yes, by the help of hormones, right? Because in plants hormones are present which will carry the information from one cell to the other cell. So let's read the answer. Chemical coordination in plants is achieved by plant hormones. So what are plant hormones? Plant hormones are the chemical compounds which occur naturally and help in the growth and development response to the environment for the plant, right? Plant hormones or phytohormones, they are produced naturally in the plant, and they help in the growth of the plant and that in their development, and also response towards the environment or towards the stimuli. Different activities, different functions have chemical hormones in plants. Now let's talk about some of the important plant hormones, right? The first one is auxin. Where are auxins present in a plant? They are present at the tips of the shoot. And what is the function? They help in the growth of the plant, right? They help to increase the length of the plant. They help in the growth of the plant. The next hormone is called gibberellins. They are present in the stem and flower, and they help in the growth of stem as well as flower. Next we have cytokinins. Cyto means cell and kinins means division. So this cytokinin hormone will help in the cell division, right? They help in cell division. They promote cell division, and they are present in fruits and seeds, right? They are present in fruits and seeds. So this three hormone, auxins, gibberellins and cytokinin, they are known as growth promoter hormone. They help in the growth of the plant, right? But the last hormone, that is called abscisic acid, it is a growth inhibitor, and it is responsible for wilting of leaves. It will stop the growth of the plant. So this type of questions are also asked in 1 marks, that name a plant hormone which is a growth inhibitor. So what you will write over there? That is abscisic acid. And if it will be asked name a plant hormone which help in the growth of the plant, then you can write auxin, you can write gibberellins, or either you can write cytokinins. Now let's come to the seventh question. Pituitary gland is also known as master gland. Why? Where is pituitary gland present? Pituitary gland is present in our brain, right? And it is called master gland because it controls the activity of the other glands of the body. In our body, many glands are present, like adrenal gland, then we have thyroid gland, we have pancreas, etc. Lots of glands are present in our body. So pituitary gland, what it will do? It will control the activity of all the glands in the body. That's why it is known as the master gland. Next, why adrenaline is known as the emergency hormone, or also it is known as the stress hormone? Because this hormone is secreted at the time of emergency or stress, right? When we are in a dangerous situation, or when we have when we are in a stress atmosphere, that time adrenaline hormone is secreted by the adrenal gland in our body. Which gland secretes adrenaline hormone? Adrenal gland. ADRENAL. Adrenal gland. Okay. And what is the function of this adrenaline hormone in our body? It regulates our heartbeat and oxygen in the body during that stress condition, or during any emergency or danger situation, and that's why it is called emergency hormone, right? So why adrenaline is known as emergency hormone? Because it is secreted at the time of emergency or stress, and it regulates our breathing rate, heartbeat, oxygen level in the body, and that's why it is known as the emergency hormone. Now let's come to question number 9. Name the plant hormone responsible for the following. The first one is elongation of the cell. So which hormone helps in elongation of the cell, or which hormones increase the length of the cell? That is auxin. Second one, growth of the stem. So I have told you that the gibberellin is one of the hormone which help in the growth of the stem and flower. So over there it's written growth of the stem. So we will write gibberellins for that. Third is promotion of cell division. So for cell division, cytokinin was the answer. So cytokinin will promote cell division. Falling of leaves means falling of leaves or wilting of leaves, growth inhibitor, which there is only one hormone, and the name of that hormone is abscisic acid. So these questions are also important. I hope you all are understanding. If you have any doubt, you can comment in the comment section. I will definitely try to clear your doubt. Now the 10th question. 10th question we have is, name the two components of the central nervous system. You know, no, that there are two parts of nervous system: central nervous system and peripheral nervous system, PNS. CNS and PNS are the two parts of the nervous system. But in this question, it is asked that write the two components of the central nervous system. So the two components of the central nervous systems are brain and spinal cord. But what are the names of the two components of the peripheral nervous system? This also you should know. Cranial nerves cranial nerves and spinal nerves. Okay, if the question will be asked that write the two components of the peripheral nervous system, then you will write cranial nerves and spinal nerves. Cranial nerves will arise from the brain and spinal nerves will arise from the spinal cord. Now let's come to question number 11. Name the sensory receptors present in our sense organs. We have to write the names of the sensory receptors which are present in our sense organs, right? So first one is nose. Let's see that which receptor is present in our nose. In our nose, olfactory receptors are present. These types of questions are also asked in the exam, that write the receptors, write the name of the receptor present in the nose, or write the name of the receptor which is used for detection of smell. So we know that the function of nose is to detect to smell to detect the smell. So in nose, olfactory receptors are present. In ear, phonoreceptors are present. In eyes, photoreceptors are present, which are responsible for the vision. In tongue, gustatory receptors are present, which are responsible to detect the taste. And in our skin, thermoreceptors are present, which are responsible for to detect the heat, cold, or touch. So once again we will repeat that. In nose, olfactory receptors are present, which used to detect the smell. In ear, phonoreceptors are present, which are used to detect the sound. And in our eyes, photoreceptors are present, which are used to detect the vision. Next, in our tongue, gustatory receptors are present, which are used to detect the taste. And at last, in skin, thermoreceptors are present, which are used to detect the touch, heat, cold, etc. Right? Now let's come to question number 12. Answer the following. So one word question answer is this. In this we have to give just a one word answer. These questions can come for 1 marks. Which gland secretes digestive enzymes as well as hormones? So we have read in life process chapter that there is one enzyme, there is one gland which secretes digestive enzymes. But in this chapter, control and coordination, we have read that that same gland secretes hormones also. So what is the name of that gland? The name of that gland is pancreas. In digestive system, pancreas secretes digestive juices or pancreatic juices. But in control and coordination, we have seen that pancreas secretes one enzyme called insulin, which regulates the blood sugar level in the blood. The second question is name the endocrine gland associated with kidney. So at the top of a kidney, you can see a cap-like structure is present, and the name of that gland is called and the name of that gland is called adrenal gland, which secretes a hormone called adrenaline. This adrenal gland secretes a hormone called adrenaline, and this pancreas will secrete insulin hormone. The next question, which endocrine gland is present in males but not in females? So in males, testes is present, which secretes a hormone called testosterone. Testosterone. This hormone brings the changes during the puberty in the males. But what is the name of the endocrine gland which is present in females? The name of that is ovary, and it secretes a hormone called estrogen. Okay. Okay, now come to question number 13. Name the hormones secreted by the following endocrine glands and specify one function of each. Okay, so we have to write the names of the hormones which are secreted by the given glands, and also we have to write one function each. So whenever the questions will be asked in the exam, read the question properly, that what are asked in the exam. So for example, in this question, the name of the glands are given. We have to write the names of the hormone, and also we have to write the function of that hormone in our body. So the first one is thyroid gland. So we all know that thyroid gland will secrete a hormone called thyroxine. But what is the function of this thyroxine hormone? It will regulate the carbohydrates, fats and proteins in the body. It regulates carbohydrate, fats and proteins in the body, and iodine is essential for the synthesis of this thyroxine hormone. If iodine will be deficient in our body, we can suffer from a disease called goiter. Next is pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is also known as the master gland, and it secretes growth hormone which helps in the growth and development of the body. Correct? Next is pancreas. Pancreas will secrete insulin hormone which regulates the blood sugar level in the body. Now let's come to question number 14. What are the parts of the hindbrain and write their function? So we know that in hindbrain there are three parts: pons, medulla and cerebellum. So let's discuss the function of each and every part. First of all, we will read about the function of the cerebellum. So it maintains balance and posture of the body during various activities such as walking, riding, etc. You know that hindbrain is related with the involuntary actions. Generally, hindbrain is responsible for the involuntary actions. But cerebellum, it our balance and posture of the body is maintained because of the cerebellum. It is responsible for precision of voluntary actions. For example, you want to pick a pen. So picking a pen will be done because of the cerebellum. Our brain will give a message that we have to pick a pen. So that will be done because of the cerebellum. Next we have pons. Pons is present just, it lies above the medulla. Means after medulla, the pons can be seen in the diagram. And the main function of this pons is it helps in respiration, takes part in respiration. Next we have medulla oblongata. What is the function of medulla oblongata? It is found continuously with the spinal cord. Means it is attached with the spinal cord. After medulla, you can see the spinal cord arising from that, and it helps in the control of involuntary actions such as breathing, blood pressure, salivation and vomiting. Okay, so these are the three parts of the hindbrain and with their function. Now we have the last one. What is neuron? So I have already told you about the answer of neuron, that it is the structural and the functional unit of the nervous system, and also it is the longest cell of our body. This question can also come that write the name of the longest cell in our body, then you will write neuron. Or it can come in this form also: the structural and functional unit of the nervous system is known as what? Or so you have to write neuron. It can come in MCQ, it can come for 1 mark. So remember the answer, that neuron is the structural and the functional unit of the nervous system. So I hope all the questions are clear to you all. I think you can frame the answer and you can write it in your own words. And I think you have means you have understood all the answers properly. If you have any doubt, you can comment in the comment section. Definitely I will try to solve your doubt. And if you have any other means you have any other chapter doubts, means you want the question answers of any other chapter, then do comment in the comment box. I will come up with a new video for you all. And also, if you want the in text as well as the exercise question answers explanation, then please comment in the comment box. And if you like this tutorial, then please click on the like button, share with your friends, and don't forget to click on the bell icon so that whenever I will be uploading a new video, you will get the notification for that. So thank you for watching Science Learning Gateway, and you can also connect with me through my Facebook page. The link I will provide in the description box. Thank you for watching.